guys, Andy here, and I'm here to bring you all things Monday makeup related. If that's your vibe, I'd love it if you would subscribe to be part of my little slice of the internet. And in today's video, I'm bringing you the fall palette tag. So if you want to hear all of the questions, my answers, and everything in between, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, I created this tag because when I was searching on YouTube for fall related palette tags, I could not find one. So if you know any fall palette tags, please let me know. Leave them in the comments. Tag me in them. I would love to see them. But otherwise, here we go. I wrote down 8 questions. I have 5 palettes in front of me. One is a single shadow. And then I'll show 2 pictures for you because 2 are questions that, relate to things that I don't have. So we'll get into that. So the very first question, and the questions will be listed in the description box in case you would like to do this tag as well. But a palette that best represents the season, whether that be color story, packaging, etc. And for me, that is my Nomad Ghost Town USA. So here's the packaging. So for me, fall is spooky season. Fall equals Halloween. So that's why this is the palette. So we have the cooler tones, we have the neutrals, but also it's just we have the creepier embossings in the pans, we have the creepy lenticular packaging. Like this for me just screams fall. 100%. Fall into spooky season, because it's not quite the spookiest palette that I own, but like this is fall to me. Number 2 is your favorite warm tone neutrals, something that gives like pumpkin spice vibes, things like that, warm tones. My alter ego goddess palette. Like this is more neutral, but like I don't own a lot of warm tones, because even if I look at, because I have this right next to me, my I Need a Warm is not warm anymore because I rearranged it. Because I don't like orangey warms anymore. But when I think of like pumpkin spice warm tone neutrals, like this is what I think of, these more yellowy mustards. So this is what gave me those vibes, because I don't have the pumpkin spice palette anymore. I got rid of that, so, because otherwise that would have been perfect. But like this is what's giving that for me out of what I have in my palette collection. So we have this guy. Number 3 is your favorite Halloween or spooky themed palette. So my favorite one, that's going to be this guy. And this is the Unearthly Dead of Night, because this is just spooky. It's probably the darkest palette I have in my collection. It's dark, it's grungy, there's moon embossings in the palette. Like, it's just, ooh, spooky. The Colorstory gives Halloween night. Like, besides picking a horror-themed palette, which I didn't want to go that on the nose, this is it for me. And the only horror-themed palette I have left in my collection, which this is also right next to me, would be the Friday the 13th Camp Crystal Lake palette. Which, I mean, yeah, this could work too. So, I mean, we got options. So yes, Dead of Night. For number 4, a fall palette release that you don't think that you can pass on, which means a holiday release, because that's what they're putting out right now. So I'm going to throw up a photo for you. For me, that's these Hourglass palettes, and that is because I don't own one. I have never owned an Hourglass palette. Last year I almost bought one, but I just didn't have the money last year, which is why I passed on it, because I really wanted one. This year, I think I'm really going to treat myself for my birthday, and I'm going to get one. That's what I think I want. And I can't decide between the horse and the deer, because I like the blushes and the face powders in the horse palette, but I like the bronzer in the deer palette. So I'm thinking about getting the horse palette and just making the bronzer work by mixing... No, I'm thinking, yeah, the horse palette. I think I'm going to make the bronzer work by mixing it with the finishing powder to make it a little bit lighter, because I like more of the powders in the horse palette. even though I think the deer is cuter. But if you can mix the packagings again, I might put it in the deer packaging because I like the deer. I think the deer is cuter than the horse. But I might just leave it in the horse packaging because I don't know. But if you had to choose between the deer or the horse, what would you get? Knowing that that's what I'm deciding between. I'd love to know your opinion. For question number 5, if we were only using one palette for the entire fall season, what would it be? My Nomad Haunted Europe palette. Because I just have variety. I have a cool toned 9-pan and a warm toned 9-pan. So we can get me through what I feel is like traditional fall and then spooky fall into like November. That's what I feel out of this palette. So I think this could get me through the entire fall season and I would be very, very happy with that guy. Best food-related eyeshadow palette. Thanksgiving babyyy. So I had to go based on Colorstory because I don't have any food-related. Let me double check. Let me just do a quick double check to make sure I don't have any food-related palettes because I don't want to go based on shade name. 1 second. Okay, the closest thing I have to something food-related is Don't Be Jelly, because jelly is food. So, this is the Don't Be Jelly palette. Jelly is food-related. And you do have jelly for food. But best Thanksgiving Colorstory palette would be, this is the ColourPop C3PO palette. This is what I had pulled out because this is just giving the food on your plate, in my opinion. You got some ice cream or you have some cheesecake or whatever desserts, and then you got your regular foods. That's what I'm going with. I don't have food-related palettes in my collection. I'm so sorry. Question number 7 is your favorite fall-themed palette that you missed out on in your collection. So this is another one I'm going to throw a photo up for you. And it makes me so upset. I've thought about getting it on Mercari a million times because I've heard such good things about this palette. It's the Too Faced Aptly in Love. It's so cute, and I'm now into mints all of the sudden, so that minty green shade in there really gets me. I really, really want this palette. I do. And I don't know. I go back and forth on, like, do I go get it on Mercari? Is it something I should go do? But I don't know. But it is definitely one I missed out on. I think it was that last year or the year before, but I didn't get it, and here we are. And that's okay. I'd love to know what fall palette you missed out on that you're like, no, the one that got away. Because it's okay. FOMO is okay. Like the fear of missing out. It's okay to miss out on things. There'll be other things that come out that we get that'll take the place of that palette, and it is okay. And the very last question is the best single shadow in your collection that represents the season. Give your singles some love too. So for me, I'm bringing out, which this is more fall into winter, but I don't have a lot of fall themed singles. This is from Natasha Denona and it's in the shade Blue Steel. But to me, this gives, you know, the more spooky, dreary days of fall. Because where I live, I'm in, you know, northern Illinois, we get a lot of rain actually, because our fall is not a very long fall. It's... Fall is like a blip into winter, so unfortunately. So it's very dreary and kind of cold. So that's what this gives. The cloudy, the blech. So the wind. That's what this is giving for me. So those are my 8 questions for this fall palette tag. If you decide to do this, I would love it if you tag me in it, because I would love to hear your answers and everything. But otherwise, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.